We were in car heaven.
And this is like...
We're going to use that. We're going to use that one. Today we're at David Ed Swap Meet here in Canfield, Ohio. This is episode number 3.
Yeah, 3 at least for this season.
Yeah.
I don't know what order you're going to see that in, but we had to give you a little teaser out here because we haven't been out here in a while.
It's been quite a while, yeah.
I know, and this will be a nice short show, but we got some interviews, got some stuff to talk about, something to look at, and maybe a past guest or two.
Can you believe all the stuff out here? Just like you could find anything out here, you know?
You know, it seems like we had COVID come through, and just people are just still packing things. I mean, I drove up here, and the parking lot's packed. So it's going to be a great weekend out here. We got here Friday, so it'll be a little less people with less chaos, but it's going to be...
Weather's fine today. Great day for the weather. And
finally.
Finally, yeah.
Yeah, it's not snowing or anything. So, you know, we're going to take a look at the video, watch some unique items pop up, and what are we going to do?
Yeah, we're going to go inside and check it out.
All right, you go that way. I'm getting the heck away from you.
Okay. With me, I have Mark Cole from the Mark Cole Agency. How's it going?
Good, great. Welcome out here today.
Yeah, you got a whole corner here at the swap meet.
We have 3 spots most of the time, and then every other year we have 2 more. So it works out pretty good. Get here, get a lot of traffic on this corner here, so it really helps out.
Yeah, we had you on our podcast there. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, that
always a great time teaming up with you guys.
Sure, it's a lot of fun. Mark, what are you pushing here today? You got your auto, home, and life insurance, Medicare. You got a little bit of everything.
Right, and here we have the actual classic antique, but the under construction insurance, because a lot of these guys are coming around here buying parts and they're building cars. Most of them don't know that there's no coverage on these cars if you don't have them insured, and since they're in pieces, they don't think they could put the whole package on there, but we can. So
What kind of package would you give them?
Well, it's called an under construction package, to where, say they have 10, 20, 30,000 in parts, I'm going to put that coverage on it and guarantee and insure that car for 30 grand. But if they don't have any insurance, if something happens like a tornado or a fire or theft, there's nothing you could do about it. So these people eat that much insurance, and you just don't want to put yourself in that position. So then even when they get the cars done, we have the classic antique or even a modern classic for cars that aren't they're not 25 years old yet. Okay, and we give those away to try to get the home, auto, life, investments, and the Medicare, because the majority of my car guys are on Medicare, so I help them with all that too.
All right, yeah, that's for sure. There's a lot of old guys in the cars right now.
They got all the money.
In my toys, I always take the insurance off it in the wintertime. I have fire insurance on it, so just in case. Is that a good idea?
Oh yeah, as long as it's covered, because you know you're not driving them.
Right.
Okay, so we'll remove like collision and different coverages off, so you're not spending that much money each and every day on the cars. But they're so inexpensive on the insurance part. It's really unbelievable. A lot of guys don't understand how cheap it could really be. Even the under construction insurance, where it starts at like $1 a month for like a $10,000 car project.
What if I have a toy and it's not that age yet to get the antique, and all the classic stuff on it, and I only use it like maybe 1,000, 2,000 miles a year? Can I get cheaper insurance on that?
Yes, it's called Modern Classic for the cars that are not 25 years old, but we're going to guarantee on the value of that car also, because a lot of people put a lot of money in some of these cars, and you don't want it to be like a Kelly Blue Book. You don't want it to be a standard Camaro. If you put 15, 20 grand of extras on it, we got to insure all those extras and things like that.
So with the prices going up on cars right now, what do you guys do? Like someone says, okay, I got a $25,000 car here. You appraise the car first before you do everything?
Right. We go out, we meet with them and everything. And like last week we were at the Chopper Show. I just at the Chopper Show raised 5 cars that were in the Chopper Show, because most of these cars have gone up in the last year. 10 grand, 15 grand, some 20
crazy,
grand.
isn't it? It's crazy.
I don't understand where it all happened and how it happened, but it happened. And when you go look at what you're going to buy, you can't find a good deal anymore.
Right.
Before we used to be able to find some good deals, but not today.
So what happens when the market falls back to normal now? Like, so you got these cars that are going for like, we'll just throw a number out there, 35 grand, and 2 years ago it was worth 25 grand. Okay, and then now it's worth 35, and then all of a sudden, like maybe next year it'll drop down to 25. Do you reevaluate it and all that?
It depends on the people. We're going to look at some of the cars. I'm not going to make some changes on 10,000. I would keep it a little bit higher, because a lot of these cars, people insure what they have in it, which I tell them don't do that. What's the true value of it? But we want to keep these values where they should be. Sometimes we got to drop them. Like on the Modern Classic, every 3 years, if you bought a brand new Camaro, Mustang, Corvette, whatever, every 3 years we got to do a new appraisal. And most of the time, those prices drop.
Right.
But that's understandable. Some of the demons and the new vehicles like that, they're going up, and it's amazing.
Yeah, a lot of guys think their car's worth a heck of a lot more. I got 100 grand in my car, it's worth 100 grand. Then you go to sell it and you can, hey, you only got 60 grand, you can get out of it. So.
A lot of them, they watch Barrett Jackson and everything, and they think that their car is just as nice, and it's just one of those things. But we even deal with the classic antique motorcycles, and I know we're going to be doing your show in the summertime, and that's another thing to where people have 1945 Harleys, Indians, and that. So we even have under construction programs for bikes, the classic antique for the bikes and everything else. So we just want to try to see if we could give everybody a second opinion on what they have and see how we could help them.
You got everything covered here. You got auto, home, life, and Medicare too, right?
Right. The Medicare is a big thing here. I mean, the companies are doing things each and every year to try to go ahead and entice you to come to that company.
Right.
But we have every company in the state of Ohio with our team, and we just want to go ahead and be able to show you what we could do, because it doesn't cost you anything to go to an agent versus trying to do it on yourself. And the people that are turning 64 will get about a 2-foot pile of paper.
Tell me about it.
Phone calls a day. I tell them all, throw it all away. Just call me. Let's meet.
It doesn't cost anything, right?
Because I have every company that we could show them, so I just tell them, call me and let me simplify that process for you, because it's so overwhelming. It's ridiculous what people have to go through, but we could help them and simplify it all.
That's the best thing about turning 65 is Medicare.
Never have to worry about it anymore.
here at the Dave and Ed Swap Meet here in Canfield. You can find a little bit about anything here, a little bit of everything here, you know. And here we're in the car corral here, and we got like a nice old Ford truck here. I think they just pulled it out of the field here, and I'm not sure what they're going to get out of it. Maybe some parts here and there. And then we got another old Ford truck here, which would have been really nice one time, but I think it's a little bit too far gone. Being here at the Dave and Ed Swap Meet, you can find just about anything, any kind of parts you want, or anything you need for a car. And right now we're back in the car corral with Bill Majordick.
There we go.
Canfield, Ohio.
Canfield, Ohio, yes, sir.
And Bill's trying to sell his '66
Oldsmobile Tornado,
which you brought back from where?
California, Quail Valley, California. I bought it in 1987 and drove it back, and it's been sitting for 35 years.
Yeah,
and
time to get rid of it, huh?
Time to get too many other pokers in the fire.
How'd you get the value for this? How do you think?
You know, that was the hardest. I just put that price on there this morning, and just going on the internet and looking at things, and then a guy came over and told me this morning, he says he looked at the rear end and he says that's a W30 engine. And he said that's a high performance engine. They only put that in a few cars.
Yeah.
And then he told me other information about it, which makes me feel maybe that 5,900 may be low,
Yeah.
it may be high, but I do want to dump it.
Sure. You never know.
Sell it.
You never know. Somebody will have a price on a car here, and you just say you got to negotiate with them. You know,
Yeah.
get a good price out of them. Some people, like I'm trying to sell a car now, my T-Bird, and I'm going a little high on it, of course, because then you negotiate. That's part of selling. That's the fun part of selling it. You know?
Yeah, yes it is. Yes it is.
But sometimes you go too high. I think I'm too high on mine right now, and nobody's biting on it. So.
Well, I've actually had a couple people looking at it, and one guy took pictures, and he was sending all the information to his buddy who's been looking for a Olds Tornado. So hopefully there's someone out there that might want to go through all the trouble that would be involved in restoring it.
This is when they made cars. On these, this thing's like a tank, huh?
My goodness, yeah. It drove as smooth as could be. I crossed country at 70 mile an hour with it. Never had a problem.
Rear wheel drive or front wheel? Front wheel drive. Okay, this is the first year for the front wheel, because I had a '68 and it
Which was also front wheel drive.
That was a really. We took it down to Florida, and boy, that was nice. Almost looks the same. But mine wasn't didn't have any rust on it. Mine was like a greenish yellow, and I never really liked the color.
Wow. Anyways, not much more to say about it. I have all the upholstery, which is really in good shape.
Sure.
And we started it after 35 years.
Oh, start it up.
I thought the engine would be frozen from the fact that it sat outside for a couple of years, and put a battery in it. Put gas down the carb. First crank.
Get out. Really?
First crank, it fired. And then after running a little bit, it ran out of gas. And then the bad gas from the trunk got into the carburetor, and it stunk.
Should have just put a gas can on it into the car.
We should have, but it ran really nice. Really nice.
Yeah, these cars get real good gas mileage. Probably about 10 miles to a gallon, if that.
I don't know. Back when I crossed the country, gas was probably 32 cents a gallon. No, maybe about 60, 70 cents. But you didn't really think about it back then. Now it's.
Hey, Bill, thanks for showing us your car.
Dave,
and good luck selling it, huh?
Yeah, I hope someone is interested and hope they buy it.
Okay. Hey, here we are at the Canfield Fair. We're in front of the license plate guy here, and his name is Tom Sudak.
Sudak, right.
How's it going? Where are you from, Tom?
I'm from East Liverpool. My son's from Brimfield. Him and I have it. He's in the real world, the job, the kids, and Dad brings the plates.
Oh, okay. Show us some of your plates here. These are really cool. I know I got a heck of a collection at home, and a lot of, when I first start out, you just get everyday plates and everything, and then after a while, you want to get a little bit more refined and nicer ones and nicer ones. Show me some real unique ones you have here.
Most of your Indian reservations are all different plates, from the Comanche, the Iowa tribes. Each individual tribe has their own license plates.
So on the reservation, every reservation has a different license
Every
plate.
reservation has their own plate. So I think there's 50. I have 50 different Indian reservation plates, and they're pretty unique.
Yeah. Where do you get them at?
They have license plate shows. Collectors have a show, and usually people come in and one guy usually specializes in going around to the reservations
Okay.
and getting them. Now the Indians,
They know what they're worth.
they wised up
Yeah.
very much.
That's pretty cool. I got some neat ones at home. I got presidential ones, and they got them for everything, you know.
Yeah, they're the USA forces in Germany, and then the oval one. If you had a foreign car, that you put that on when you went to Germany. Some of the Volkswagen.
I got a couple of those. I got a couple of those too. The oval ones are real nice. The long ones too. I got some of those, and the
yeah.
German ones, and yeah.
And we get a lot of people from Switzerland and Germany. They'll come in and buy. They like Wyoming, and
Here's one for you. How do you like this
that's
one?
a porcelain.
1911 Ohio porcelain plate.
That's $100 plate in that area.
That's all.
The 8s and 9s, which are the original, are a lot more expensive.
Yeah, they used to
You
be
could go up to 1,000 or two.
1,000 or two?
Oh yes.
Wow. Did you ever have any leather ones?
No, I've never. I was afraid to buy a leather because
you're not sure if it's
you're not sure if it's original.
Right.
I had a friend that bought them, but I never did.
Yeah. I've seen those leather ones, but
Yeah,
it's
I
just
always
someone can
hesitated.
make them and make them look old and all that. But
Exactly.
how do you know for sure? Yeah.
I had a friend that I think he bought the original Columbus plate. He paid $3,000 for the original Columbus,
wow.
and it was a pre-state
Uh-huh.
that he paid. And there's a few people all looking for that same plate.
Yeah. When did you start collecting, and how did you start collecting?
My son.
Your son got you in it?
I was in the scrap yards in Wyoming, Colorado, everywhere when I worked there, and he would get the plates. I'd get truck parts because I had my older truck, which I drove, and then I started with that, and then we started going into all the scrap yards, and he'd bring all the plates home, and then all of a sudden, here we are.
I'm sure you got a lot of plates sitting around the house that aren't worth much. You just collect them. Yeah, just got them. Yeah, that's the way I am too. I have a pile, and there's like all these plates. I go, no, they're not worth much. They're just everyday plates. Yeah.
Random, right.
How about the ones with the graphics on them anymore? Those.
Some of them, your Rhode Island, Vermont, are too expensive. Rhode Islands are very hard to get because they go back with the cars, and they have to turn them in. Most of the graphics, they're jumping up with the birds or the horses. And
My favorite one I have is I see you have it on the wall there.
The
that
flagship.
Flagship Niagara. How's that doing with the market?
they are expensive, but State Patrol complained so much they couldn't read the white letters.
Yeah, you couldn't. Yeah.
So they pulled it off the market, and then they had flats that they sold that hadn't even been stamped.
Yeah, I got a couple of those, and they're nice. And then I remember some people telling me that they couldn't read them. And then you get in back of a car and you look and you can't read them, you know? So,
Now the bear and the West Virginian, the bird, those the graphics bring good money. They're attractive and everybody likes. The horse from Kentucky and Tennessee.
they seem to like the polar bear one from
Oh yes, Alaska.
Alaska, yeah. That's a big.
Now the Northwest Territory is probably some of the most expensive.
That's the one. Is that Alaska? Northwest Territory? No, okay.
That's in Canada.
Okay. That's what mine are, Northwest Territory.
And they're all bear.
Yeah.
And then you have, my son has all 25 years on a display. We went to a plate show and he displayed it.
Oh, that's cool.
Then the motorcycle plates are small, so it looked like the mother and the baby.
Oh, okay. Sounds
It was
good.
kind of unique.
How do you do here out here on the weekend? Pretty good?
Oh yeah, we're busy.
You seem to be here every year,
I think 23. I think they said I was one of the oldest vendors. I said that's not good.
Here we are, the 2022 season at Dave and Ed's swap meet, and this is the first one for the year, huh?
Well, yeah, this is the first one. It's packed. It's like I mean, they have the track packed. You know, usually that's spring is a good one, summer is a track's packed. Everything's packed out here already, so it's going to be a good season.
It's a nice day today. We're at the end of April, believe it or not, and it's like 60 degrees.
Still got this on though.
Yeah, but look, not a cloud in the sky, huh?
No, that's pretty rare for us these days.
This is like car parts heaven for us, huh?
Yeah, we're like a kid in a candy store out here, and any car guy or car nut gonna come out here and just look. And there's always, you see your same vendors out here every year, but you also see different stuff every year. So I mean, it's never a dull moment when you come out to the swap meet.
Yeah, there's some odd stuff here too. You know, you just go, what's that?
Yeah, we see a lot of furniture and that. It's not a yard sale,
I like those two trucks we saw back in the car corral.
Oh, the ones that you and they were honestly with a lot of money and a lot of time.
A lot of money, a lot of time.
You could put them back together because the frames actually they were scaly, but they look solid, but the bodies are gone. You'd have to rebody those.
Yeah, you got that. And there's a couple cars out there I really like too. So
yeah, well, I know there was a couple.
32 rod, boy, oh, I love that one.
The burgundy one, yeah,
that was right up my price range too.
I know. Well, yeah, if anybody's looking to buy a Thunderbird, that red one's going, huh?
Yeah, let me know. It's time to move on. I've had it 6 years now. So.
All right, $5,000 for you, right? No. Don't mark my words on that.
Yeah.
For Rick Herrera, I'm Greg Roten. This is Street Scene,
and we'll see you
down the road.